Okay, picture this. You set your company's big, shiny annual budget for a brand new tech initiative in January. And by April, every single dollar is just gone. Poof, vanished. Well, that is exactly what's happening right now in boardrooms all over the world. We're seeing companies literally burning through their entire annual AI budget in just 4 short months. I mean, think about it. We were all told artificial intelligence was going to make companies incredibly cheap to run, right? It was supposed to replace expensive workflows, save massive amounts of time, the whole shebang. But the reality? Well, bosses pushed every single employee to use AI for, absolutely everything. And instead of saving money, they accidentally created this absolute explosion in costs. It's a phenomenon we're calling tokenmaxxing.
So welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to completely demystify this massive, kind of hidden shift in artificial intelligence economics. We're talking about tokenmaxxing, the hidden cost crisis of AI, and, more importantly, exactly how we can fix it. Look, whether you're an employee trying to stand out by being, incredibly efficient, a founder watching your server bills just climb through the roof, or just someone trying to understand the real economics behind this whole AI boom, you are in the exact right place. We're going to unpack exactly what is happening behind the scenes of these massive tech bills.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First up, the AI cost crisis. Second, understanding AI tokens. Third, 4 ways to cut costs. Fourth, the local hardware boom. And finally, new business opportunities. So by the end of this, you'll understand not just the core problem, but the immediate solutions and the massive new opportunities waiting for you.
All right, Section 1, the AI cost crisis. So when large language models first hit the mainstream, the expectation was pretty simple, right? AI makes companies vastly cheaper to run. It was a no-brainer. But the grim reality? AI bills are quietly exploding. We're talking about some companies burning through tens of millions of dollars every single month. No way, right? But it's true. And you might be wondering, why is this happening? Well, it's because leadership basically pushed every single employee to use AI for absolutely everything. Marketing used it to write emails, developers used it to check basic code, HR used it to summarize endless meetings. And the catch? Every single prompt ticked the meter. This unchecked, blanket usage across an entire company is exactly what created this tokenmaxxing crisis.
Moving on to Section 2, Understanding AI Tokens.
Now, to actually fix this budget bloat, we really have to know exactly what we're paying for every time we hit enter, right? So think of an AI token as the foundational unit of computing cost in the AI world. It's basically a syllable or a piece of a word. You pay for the tokens in your prompt, and you also pay for the tokens in the AI's response. At first, these tiny microtransactions cost like mere fractions of a cent. Honestly, nobody paid attention. But scale that up to thousands of employees running hundreds of complex queries a day. Those tiny fractions accumulate into a financial hurricane, and it's one that can drain corporate accounts almost overnight.
And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Just listen to Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA. The company building the actual AI chips powering all of this. He's talked about spending $250,000 just on tokens. I mean, wow. When the biggest hardware CEO in the world treats tokens like a staggering line item, it proves the financial toll is incredibly real. The sheer computing power required to process all these tiny little syllables is just immense.
Okay, Section 3, 4 ways to cut costs.
So, now that we understand the bleeding, here's the immediate relief strategy you can actually implement today to stop this financial drain. Step 1, default to cheaper models. Step 2, implement model routing. Step 3, utilize caching. And Step 4, keep your context lean. And let me emphasize this point. It's absolutely crucial. Anyone who masters this specific workflow instantly becomes invaluable to their organization, because suddenly they're the person who knows how to massively increase output while slashing the token count.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is when we look at the absolute wastefulness of using a heavy default model. This is when a company uses the smartest, most expensive AI for every single task. It's total overkill. I mean, you don't need a genius-level AI to fix a typo in a 2-sentence email, right? But companies pay premium token prices for it anyway. The brilliant fix here is model routing. This dynamically sends simple tasks to cheaper, faster models, and it only tags in the expensive, heavy models for the complex math or logic problems. It's like having a triage system. It is incredibly efficient. And then there's the very real danger of a bloated context window. This happens when an AI is forced to reread your 50-page company manual every single time you ask a new question. You are literally paying to process the exact same words repeatedly. Obviously, that doesn't make sense. The solution? Caching and lean context.
Caching basically saves the document in the system's memory, so it's not reread from scratch every single time. And keeping it lean means you purposefully only load the exact paragraphs necessary to get the job done. Trust me on this, caching and lean context are your absolute best defense mechanisms against out-of-control AI bills.
Which brings us to Section 4, the local hardware boom. Let's move to the next point and see how this builds, because this software crisis is actually driving a massive macro-level industry shift right back to physical hardware. Right now, companies are trapped paying for expensive cloud tokens. These are ongoing, variable, and honestly very high costs where you are completely dependent on big tech companies charging you by the word. But the new frontier? Local hardware rigs. Developers and businesses are waking up and realizing they can run incredibly smart, free, open-source models entirely locally. We're talking on a Mac Studio, a high-end laptop, or even just a smartphone. You pay for the hardware once up front, and your token cost per month drops to absolutely zero.
So, to put that into perspective, the immense, localized financial pain of token costs is single-handedly creating a booming new ecosystem. Instead of renting compute power by the syllable from massive cloud providers, which, as we've seen, adds up crazy fast, businesses are deciding they want to own their compute outright. The demand for dedicated, local AI inference rigs, machines designed specifically to churn through tokens internally for free, is exploding into a massive, massive industry.
Finally, Section 5, new business opportunities. So the crucial point here is that every major tech crisis breeds a new wave of highly profitable solutions. And for founders out there, there are 3 massive hidden opportunities right now. 1. Building automated model routing software that sits right between a company and the AI, instantly saving them money. 2. Creating localized plug-and-play inference hardware rigs designed specifically for small businesses. 3. Developing analytics dashboards that actually track and limit employee token usage in real time. And for the employees watching us today, well, if you can audit your team's workflow, implement caching, and show your boss how to literally cut their AI bill in half, you have just created immense leverage to advance your career.
Ultimately, the AI revolution isn't just about what the technology can do. It is deeply, deeply tied to the very real economics of running it. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Are you going to be the one paying the exploding token-maxing bills? Or are you going to be the one building the hardware and software solutions to lower them? Take these strategies, reevaluate how your organization processes tokens, and go turn this crisis into your opportunity.